The following is a presentation of Playfly Sports Properties and Michigan State Sports Properties.
Good evening. It is Thursday, January 12th, 2023. Is that right, Jehuu?
Yes.
Man, I'm your host, Jason Strayhorn, along with my co-host, Jehuu Jehuu Caulcrick, who is with me here once again while Otis is gallivanting all over the country. I mean, last we heard he was stuck in Chicago somewhere, not able to be on today's show. But anyway, this is Sparta. And thank you guys for joining us today. Don't forget to click that like and subscribe button. Follow us on all of our social media platforms. And this is exactly how.
Thanks for tuning in to This is Sparta MSU. Interested in hearing more from us? Be sure to follow us on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and even TikTok. Click on the link in the bio to head to our link tree for more information. Help us grow our following by hitting the like and subscribe buttons. Tell your friends and family to do the same. Have an idea for a future episode? Let us know in the comments section below. And now, back to the show.
We got a jam-packed show, man. We're going to talk about some of that basketball and hockey with Jehuu, Otis, and maybe Stray. We got some Dantonio news, portal news, NIL updates. But man, the news of the day, Kevin.
Before you go into that, you want to hear a knock-knock joke?
Give me a knock-knock.
Knock-knock.
Who's there?
Britney Spears.
Britney Spears. Who?
Knock-knock.
Britney.
Just supposed to say who's there.
Who's there?
Oops, I did it again.
Now, show the people. What are you sporting right there? I see some orange and black. Is that the
Oklahoma State? Go Pokes!
Go Pokes!
Oklahoma State wrestling.
Wrestling. That's what that is.
Yeah.
Okay. I just wanted to get everybody to get a glimpse as to what state of mind Jehuu is in today.
And I got the cutoffs too. So any of y'all listening want to comment? Steve, Big Steve, Tom, all you want to talk that smack? No, I still got it.
I mean, you got this eternal chip on the shoulder. This is what some of us Spartan dogs never lose it. Doesn't matter. We're done playing. We still got that chip on the shoulder, man. Speaking of, old dogs moving along, we got Kevin Warren, the commissioner of the Big Ten, deciding to take a job with the Bears as the CEO and president. How about that?
Yeah, that's doing big moves there. But at the end of the day, you got to ask yourself, can you blame this guy for taking that job with the Bears? No. What much more could he accomplish, within the Big Ten? He worked out that expansion deal, getting some schools from out west, such as USC, UCLA, to come and be part of the Big Ten. And he brokered probably the largest TV deal, in history of the NCAA, for the Big Ten Conference. So those are some of the things that he can hang his hat on. Those are some of the things that, you're like, wow, what else can that guy accomplish? But, shout out to him for doing that stuff, and good luck to him in Chicago.
Do you think it's more of a drop the mic moment once you do those great things that you just described by getting the Big Ten expanded into now 16 teams, and then also the $8 billion elephant in the room, we're talking about this television deal the Big Ten did land with CBS. That's all. Kevin Warren. Do you think he's now selling high? Time to get out of town?
Absolutely, because he's hot right now. He's a hot commodity. What else can he do? Yeah, what else can he do here in the Big Ten that's going to elevate him to that next level again? So he's going to go in Chicago. He's going to make a splash in there. Hopefully he can I know in Michigan is Lions country and that division there, but hopefully he can turn the Bears organization around. He's got a great player in Justin Fields there that can build around him and make it competitive again.
Being in Chicago, I mean, that's where the Big Ten offices are. So it doesn't look like he's going to have to put his house up for sale. He can stay in the same town, essentially working now for the pro team in the town where he already resides.
Yeah, and trying to broker that, get the Bears a upgraded stadium, a renovated stadium, or possibly a new stadium. There was that talks of them, leaving downtown, but now there's a big plan together for them to. There were some renderings I saw somewhere online with a stadium with a full glass roof over the top. So just doing different things like that, making splashes, and the Bears couldn't have picked a better guy to lead that organization than Kevin.
Clearly a great leader. Been able to meet him a few times in the hallways during games, and man, always a very cordial gentleman. And best of luck to him. I mean, you're thinking about Big Ten or conference, Power 5 conferences, commissioners, right? You think about what their job is, and that's to grow that conference and to expand and to generate as much revenue as possible for all the different universities. When you think of the NCAA president, though, what is it that you think? Because this is something we haven't been able to cover because we've been so packed with recruiting things, signing days, and our season. But slipped in there has been a new NCAA president named Charlie Baker. Governor, by the way, Charlie Baker is now the next president of the NCAA.
Yeah, when you look at the NCAA, I look at it more like the NFL structure there. You have the commissioner, Roger Goodell, and he's working for the commission. Roger Goodell's working for the owners in the NFL. And I think the same way the NCAA president's working for the commissioners in the Big Ten, in all over, not just the Big Ten, all over college football, to govern that, because he doesn't want them to turn against him. So he's going to come in, and he's a political guy. He's a governor coming in to run an institute like the NCAA. So don't be surprised if you start seeing different changes that's being talked about and brought into the NCAA now because of this governing the league in different ways, from NIL, from transfers, and all those different things. Some people could say the transfer portal is the wild, wild west, is free agency. The NIL is like absolutely crazy right now. So don't be surprised if you see him trying to tailor those while working with the commissioners, because the commissioners, I don't think they want to tailor those things, because that creates that big splash for their conferences.
Therein lies the conundrum, the rock hard place scenario right there. So it's the NCAA president. This is a sitting governor in the state of Massachusetts. If we're not going to get too heavy into politics on this show. That's not what we're here to do. But when you think about why he was selected, you're looking at what the issues are in the NCAA's eyes, and that's the Supreme Court. Right now, the NCAA has been basically handcuffed or neutered in a certain way, because they are the Supreme Court has already spoken and said, if there is a lawsuit brought by said players or universities against the NCAA based on the NIL, that's what we keep talking about: name, image, likeness, players getting paid, how are they compensated? The NCAA has just made it very clear they're bringing on an agent that can go speak the language of the politicians and try to find some bipartisan, reaching across the aisle type of agreement in some way, because this guy is a Republican sitting governor in Massachusetts, which is historically Democratic. So he's the guy. That's why he was selected. It wasn't because he was a great athlete. I'll tell you that. I mean, the guy, he did go to Harvard. He averaged 1.6 points per game, I think, in 1 year, and then he was no longer there. Yeah, he's not an athlete. That's not his thing. But he
So
does know how to negotiate.
Do you think that if you're going to be the president of the NCAA, and what does the NCAA stand for?
What is the the National Collegiate Athletics Association?
Yes, the key word being athletic in there.
You didn't hear any academic?
But you got a guy that went to Harvard. Great. My good buddy Ryan Fitzpatrick, he's a Harvard grad, did very well in the league.
Great beard. Yeah.
Excellent beard. But this guy, what'd you say, 1 point a game?
1.6.
How do you average 1 point?
Over 8 games, okay?
Like, is Steven Izzo's average more than this?
I mean, and Harvard doesn't even deal with scholarships at all.
Right.
The Ivy League doesn't give scholarships. But
so I would think you would want someone that has some type of, has both of them, the athletic callus as well as the academic side of things, because it is both. At the end of the day, you do want these athletes to go and get a degree, graduate, and be successful in life after sports. But also too, you want someone there that's going to help make a splash. So that's why I think, and I asked you the question earlier, what's more meaningful? Is it more impactful or meaningful if you're the commissioner of a conference or the president of the NCAA?
I mean, I think that the commissioner is a more impactful job. It's a better job to me. The NCAA president is basically doing the bidding of what is the NCAA's true role? Like, do they have value? They're holding on by a thread over there at the NCAA. But look, we can't wait till we get our third counterpart on, because he literally sleeps with the NCAA every night. So we'll get his perspective when he returns and joins us, because it is interesting to me, like the way that the dichotomy between the conferences and then the NCAA that's governing. But right now, what can they really govern? They don't have the subpoena power. They don't have a lot of agents out there, looking at everything schools are doing, because it's literally the wild, wild west. We're seeing it. We're seeing all kinds of crazy numbers thrown around with NIL. We're seeing supposed reneging on NIL contracts happening, and players are now saying, there's a rumor going on. We'll cover that here right now. Look at the NCAA. You're looking at Jaden Rashada, quarterback, a kid who is out of California, I think Pittsburgh, California. Originally he was supposed to go to Florida. He commits to Miami, who's known for NIL deals. And then here's his timeline. June 26th, commits to Miami. November 10th, a day after one of the alumni, big time donors of Florida sends out a cryptic message about tomorrow's going to be a big day, he flips to Florida. You can see the rest here. He signs with Florida on December 21st, and then now he hasn't reported to campus on as of January 8th and today, which is January the 12th. He has yet to report to school. There's been rumors that he's applied for, or released from his national letter of intent. His father came out and said that's not true. Then they're saying there's some $13 million deal that has been reneged on. I mean, see, these are the things that, we got to get a hold of, right? We got to get our arms around what is going on here. Because you and I know that we've heard that these numbers that are being thrown out are fictitious in a lot of ways, and this is more evidence of that, huh?
Yeah, absolutely, and that's why there's a lot of people transferring out of Texas A&M is because of these things. The people reneging on the deals and everything like that, and maybe that's why they brought President Baker in to solve all this problem here. But that is something that's pretty big. If someone was offered $13 million and they're like, you know what? I don't know. We got you here. You already signed. We're not going to do it. That's pretty pathetic on, that person's part. So, and you can't hold a kid hostage for something like that. If you promised them something, you have to go about it.
The thing that I'm wondering is like nobody's talking about this. It's one of the main rules in NIL governance, and it's that you can't induce players with money to come to said school. But I don't know how you don't induce if a kid signs and doesn't show. Mm-hmm. I don't know. Did he sign and then get promised, or was he promised then he signed?
Well, I think if you're gonna be flipping, you gotta be promised. Then I think and I think it was promised then he signed. And this guy's like, hey, there's no proof of this. There's no ink on the paper. So like we always said in the locker room, you playing spades, you playing cards, you playing if it ain't on the wood, it ain't no
red whist, hearts, all that, everything.
Booray.
Pinochle. Don't forget that, man. Or just straight up Texas Hold'em.
But hey, I do crush in Uno.
There's no doubt in my mind you are one fantastic Uno player.
King of Uno and Connect Four. Anyone want to see me Uno and Connect Four? Let's get after
it. Everybody talking that big money until they got to pay up.
Exactly.
That's true.
That's a great point there, because how else are these people going to get close to and I tell athletes this all the time, especially I'm going to give a little dissertation on networking here. When you're an athlete and you're networking, at an event, and there's people with multi-million dollars, billionaires and stuff in that event, they all want to be an athlete. They all want to be the ones running out on the field with 80,000 people screaming their names. But when you're done playing, you want to be that guy with the multi-million dollars and the $1 billion and stuff like that. So these guys, their only opportunity is to rub elbows with these athletes and these universities is to say, yeah, I got a big checkbook. I'm going to throw a couple shekels around and try to get some guys here. And then you're drinking a couple scotches, a couple bourbon, you're saying all these things. And, the next morning you're like, oh no, instead of that buyer's remorse, you take a look at this kid's tape a little longer. You're like, man, is he really worth that 13 mil? Can he win us a national title? Because you see a team like TCU with how many 5 stars do they have? They have 3, right?
1 or something like that.
One. Yeah. And they're in the 5-7 the previous year, and now they're in there. They're like, really? Do we really need to pay 13 mil? And you see a team like Texas A&M who got all that damn money, the number 1 recruiting class, and you couldn't mesh it all together. So you have that money, you talk that talk, but when it's time to walk that walk, you get walked like a dog.
that was very. I mean, hey, you're right, man. I mean, look. NIL renege, that word travels so fast, and it will burn you in the future from recruiting with anyone else that dares come on your campus. So I suggest they try to do whatever they have to do to make it right.
Right.
Move on. Looking at the NCAA also did issue a new rule. It was a change for the transfer portal in the future here now. So it changes guidelines for the second-time transfers. There's very clear reasons why they will reject a second-time transfer, and everything is going to be looked at a case-by-case scenario.
Yeah, I love that. I'm a big fan of that. I feel you transfer once, great. Take care of that. But you go to another place. We have guys that are transferring to 3-4 schools already since this whole thing come along. Just because you didn't get the playing time that you thought you deserved, or a coach yelled at you wrong, you want to just bounce again from another situation. What is that setting you up for in the future? So I'm really happy that the NCAA put some guidelines on this transfer portal, trying to take it a little more out of the wild, wild west situation and the free agency side of things. Yeah, things have been getting way out of hand, and they have a tough job, obviously, and that I think is going to help because unlimited. This is what we were hearing rumbles of, unlimited transfers for players, and that's I'm sick of seeing freshmen, like guys who stick it out for 2 or 3 years, and they find out like, okay, this isn't working for me. That's one thing, but true freshmen, this 5-star freshman, I'm seeing a lot of 5-star freshmen in the portal. That's damn ridiculous, because you haven't even really gotten there to figure out like what's good, what's bad. There's this point in time you do have to go through a little adversity,
And I would think a guy that has a talent that you young men have, then you should give it a little time, because you just can't. If you quit there, you're going to be a quitter. That's what you're going to be labeled, a quitter. Right. That's the worst thing to ever be labeled, in my opinion.
Right.
So, I would caution these guys. And there's other players in every sport that get to a limit at a certain place, and it's better for them to take a different scenery.
Yeah. Yeah. I think like the first time, I think it's great, but you see this, it's like thousands of players. How many thousands of players were in the transfer portal? Like there was a stat like 19,
4,000 or 5,000.
Yeah. But then like a small percentage land somewhere else. And these other kids, boom, they're by the wayside. Nothing, when they had a full scholarship, they had the opportunity to go somewhere and, be there, work for playing time, earn playing time, do all those things. So I think that's, a good move on the NCAA's part. And it's going to make these players, think long and hard about, making that move. Like, because you can only get one. You got one guaranteed one now. So you better make it worth it. So if you go somewhere and it's like, oh man, this is a bad choice, or you were chasing that bag somewhere else and that person reneges on that deal, you can't be like, hey, man, you told me I'm gonna get this bag here, man.
Right, you're worried about the bag. You ain't worried about practice.
Right,
you ain't worried about getting in that weight room. You ain't worried about going to class. You're not worried about film. You're not worried about studying.
What are you prepared for the next?
It's so much different than a lot of
life after sports.
Yeah,
like if you're a job hopper, if I'm looking at someone who had 5 jobs within 4 years, there's an issue there.
Yeah, there is. There really is. There's a lot to be said of stick-to-itiveness in a lot of areas of your life. That's all I'm going to say about it. And we're going to get into a little NIL news. We got an NIL update. Man, remember your boy, Popeye's kid?
I'm so proud of this kid.
There's him all grown up. Let's get this bread. Bread-ing.
This is great,
man.
So this kid was like, back when Vine was a thing. He was on a Vine, went viral like that as a little kid. This meme was all over the place. And this kid goes to he's an O lineman at Lake Erie College, and he grew up. He shot a message to Popeyes, and I believe his message said, "At Popeyes, I just want to talk business." And he reached out to other people. Hey, help me get into, and people went viral just like they did and got him in touch with Popeyes. And I'm so happy. I'm so proud of Popeyes that they stuck to it. This kid went through. Think about all the stuff this kid went through when he was younger for holding that Popeyes cup, giving that look like, man, that chicken.
And he turned it for good.
He turned it for good. He turned it. You see, that's what my grandpapa would always say. You never go broke taking a profit. And that's what that kid did.
Grandpappy Pope Crossing is here. It's upon us.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah. So he took a profit when he got that 6-piece, or just now? I think you explained it when he just cashed in with Popeye.
Just cashed in with that. And what a great, see, that's playing the long game. that's playing the long game. So you kids, don't give up. If there's an embarrassing picture of you out there with some product or something like that, hey, make sure you like, hey man, remember me? I was with you through thick and thin. Now we get my mama.
No, thick and thick. It wasn't no thin, but it's okay.
Right.
It was thick and thicker.
Exactly. So, shout out to old boy. Shout out to old boy. I love it,
man.
I love it too. I'm so happy for him. What a good like that. That Popeyes. Got to get
nursed. How do you say his name? You nursed? I don't know how do you say that, man. Colin. That's what we call him.
Yeah.
6'1", 330 pounds, man. Hey, he's ready to do some damage at the next level right now. Exactly. Congratulations to him. Speaking of Popeyes, I got everybody a little hungry. We're going to talk right now and listen for a message from our friends over at IHOP.
At IHOP, the $6 Rudy Tooty Fresh and Fruity combo is back. 2 eggs, 2 bacon strips, and 2 fruit-topped pancakes. Only from IHOP. Download the app and earn free food with every order. Dine in only. Limited time at participating locations. Prices may vary.
When you join IHOP's new rewards program, the International Bank of Pancakes, and start stacking pan coins toward free food, you get a smile on your plate. Download the app and join the rewards program today.
Well, your coach, Mark Dantonio, received the Bear Bryant Heart of a Champion Award. Congratulations, Coach.
Yeah, definitely. So excited when I saw this. I was really excited about this. This is a well-deserved award for Coach D. It's an award that's given out to somebody that's impacted the game of football and changed the game and had a lasting impact on others. And I think if you talk to anybody that had the opportunity to coach with, be around, or, coach for, Coach Dantonio, they would tell you this guy definitely leaves a lasting impact on you. I still, use phrases he used back, when we had him as a coach. Still, those lessons, those life lessons that he tells you and he teaches you and he indoctrinates into the team still are with me today as a man. So kudos to Coach D. Really, really proud and really excited for him.
Absolutely. Hats off to Coach Dantonio. Continues to get awards, man, even after he's been retired for a little while. That's
somewhere
awesome.
In Florida right now with a nice glass of red wine,
Well, he's working in that yard, man.
He's not working in that yard. He's sipping on some wine right now.
I'm talking about first thing in the morning. It'll never be over. I like that, Steve Smith. 3-1-3. It'll never be over. It's just getting started. Look at it. Look at this stat sheet here that was just released for the FBS stat leaders for 2022. 2 Spartans show up. One of them, Jacoby Windman, forced fumbles, had the most forced fumbles in only 8 games out of 12 plus. Look at him. 6 forced fumbles. And then Bryce Behringer, he's another guy that was on it. He led the nation in the punt average. So that's one of your guys right there.
Bryce is one of my guys because I'm still pissed off about this. How can you lead the nation in punt average and not win the Ray Guy Award? That's something that makes zero sense. And I put that on the voting committee. I put that on Michigan State. I put that on the fans. I put that on we need to be tweeting, shouting, promoting our guys. And Bryce didn't get that. So I think he was robbed. And, Jacoby, I'm so glad he's coming back because within just 8 games, leading the nation in forced fumbles, those moves that he talked about, in the post-game shows and everything like that, that guy was playing his ass off. And then, unfortunately, the tunnel incident took place and he got suspended the last 4 games of the year. But he did make the announcement a couple weeks ago. There's unfinished business and he's coming back for another year to East Lansing. So I'm really excited about what they can do with him, and the different positions that he's going to play.
Oh man, it's going to be exciting. I mean, this is a guy who definitely has a lot of talent, and probably could have gotten drafted this year, but we're lucky to have him back in the green and white for another season, and he's going to have some help. Speaking of the future in help, talk a little recruiting. We got a junior day going on this weekend, everybody. Saturday, I think it's Saturday and Sunday. Michigan State's going to be hosting some top juniors for the class of 2024 to get a little jump in building that relationship. And when you see guys coming up here, Jehuu, it's a commitment because the school can't pay for this. These kids are coming up on their own dime to spend time with the coaching staff.
Right. And just before we jump into this junior day is a big deal. This is giving that first and true impression where these kids, the school can't pay for them to get on campus, but once they get on campus, they can give them a couple things like a snack here and there. They can take them to they'll probably be at the hoop game on Saturday. So Spartan Nation, if you're at Breslin and you see the group of football players, coming on,
no football game, no basketball. Is there a basketball game? Yeah, there is.
No, not this. On Monday, there's basketball. Monday. Saturday, the hockey game. If you see these guys around campus, give them some love. Give their family some love. Give their mama and them some love. Let them know that, hey, This is a welcoming place. We want you guys, because at the end of the day, these guys, like Coach Dantonio always said, these are going to be the foundation to what's being built here. If we want to get to that next level, I'm talking, we're going to pull this up. Davis, he's a 5-star D lineman, a 5-star D lineman, coming here with great interest in us. So we got to give this guy love. I'm excited for this kid, and I think we have a real cool inside path with Jordan Hall, his teammate from IMG, committed and on campus now at Michigan State. I think, there's that little insider trading, that little recruiting there. Hey, man, it's really good here. We can build something really nice here. We did it at IMG. We can do it at the collegiate level now. So how many opportunities do you get to play high school, college, and then both play in the league with the same person?
That's a very good point. David Stone is a definite 5-star, super talented guy, a guy that has a lot of explosiveness. He's a long player. He's actually a little bit taller than a 6'4", almost 6'5" type of guy, long arms, and uses his hand great. The other thing that you want to pay attention to here is Brandon Jordan, BT. Right. He has a great relationship with David Stone. David Stone's trainer back in Oklahoma, where he's originally from, is really tight with BT as well. So there's some inside baseball right there for David Stone. You're going to see him on campus. You saw his picture up there. Tell Mama Hall to recruit him. Yeah, talk to him. Yeah, we're going to have her talk to him. We got to, speaking of Mama Hall, there's another one too. There's a Mama Tron out there, because we got Nick Marsh, little Tron, right? This is him. His mother is going to be the next Mom Hall for the 24 class. So Mom Hall is going to be, she's 23. We got 24s coming. Nick Marsh, River Rouge receiver, 6'3", 195 pounds, probably 200 right now. Got a great frame, a big-time get for the Spartans. Already committed.
Yeah, absolutely. Great in-state kid with the lineage that Michigan State has at that receiver position. He's going to be a kid that's going to come in. If he gets his body right, get in early next year, he can be a plug-and-play kid. He can be a kid that has a few packages that's drawn up for him, and go in there and make a splash early in his career at Michigan State.
Gotta love it, man. Sticking with some in-state talent that'll be on campus this weekend. We got JALEN Todd out of Southfield, cornerback. This is his specs. People think he's going to be a Michigan kid, but he has 17 offers, 6'1", 165.
Yeah, he's a long, rangy kid, and Coach Tucker likes the tall defensive backs, the rangy guys, the long arms that can run. So this is a kid that can do that. I think he's going to have to put on some more pounds if he's going to be at that safety position, because that's a lot of coming up and making plays and sticking. So I think he's going to have to put on a couple pounds. But what a better place that he can do that than Michigan State with that strength coach.
Yeah, I think he's more of a corner. You got LEONTRE Bradford now, who's coming here. 6'2", 190-pound safety out of East St. Louis, Illinois.
Yeah, another rangy guy. And like we said, Coach Tucker likes his guys like that. So, and right now it's open. It's open. If you look at that college list, if you can put that back up there, Arkansas State. I've been to Arkansas State. I've seen that program there. I wouldn't want to go play there. Illinois, hot and cold. Yeah, who knows? Iowa State. Yeah. A good year here, good year there. Your coach is going to leave. Miami of Ohio. Ben Roethlisberger's not there. Why not come and be a Spartan?
Just make it that simple. It's just like that, LEONTRE. We got to come on out here, man. We need them long safeties like Otis Wiley used to be. He's not on here right now, but he'll talk to you. You got all kind of people that get you right.
He might even let you wear the number 21.
21. LEONTRE Bradford. Also coming in this weekend, Gavin Grover, the 6'6" tight end out of Lewis Center, Ohio. Olentangy. What's that high school, man? I bet you know something about it, Choo. Talk to him.
I know nothing about it, but what I do know, a kid out of Ohio, a big, thick tight end like he's 6'6". Travis Kelce's from Ohio. You know, I get those vibes there. So can we put his picture back up there, Tone? Yeah, it's another one of those things. Like, you got to look at the schools there. Look at, like, where do you think you can go that you can be on national TV week in and week out? No knocks on these other schools. Akron, you know, you'd be playing Tuesday night, Wednesday night action, Tuesday night match, and all that stuff. You can come to the big stage, the Big Ten, and play meaningful games week in and week out.
We ain't doing no Tuesday night action. You know, that TV is only made for one type of individual.
Right. They'd be playing like on the Cartoon Network and TBS and all those different things.
Big Ten Network, CBS, $8 billion.
Yeah.
Just saying.
Fox, Gus Johnson announcing your game.
Aaron Flowers, safety out of Forney, Texas. Hey, now that's another rangy defensive back. This is what we've been seeing a trend on here.
Yeah, definitely. You know, those rangy DBs, a kid that can come in, and I think he can work his way in the rotation, probably be a special teamer his first year or so, and then, you know, learn the system, and then, you know, put some weight on and get in there. I see, you know, he's really looking at Indiana a lot, and like this, I'm telling you this, there's not Bloomington. It ain't for you, kid. It ain't for you.
Hey, Bloomington, it's a nice town, but it's not East Lansing.
Great town.
Not East Lansing. Not even close.
Hey, Ron. Chipotle.
Aaron with the 4 stars. Come on, East Lansing, man. You know what's up. Hey, man, look, don't forget, though, to enter to win your tickets. I think it closes tomorrow at midnight.
It closes at midnight tonight, right? Or tonight at midnight, and the drawing is Friday.
Wow. Yeah, we got to hurry up and get them in then.
Yeah, explain everybody Stray.
You're going to be drawing it, man. And then they can hang out with Otis, Choo-Choo, and possibly Stray. We just don't know yet. Choo-Choo's working on a way to get me into town. But, you know, look, it's going to be a great time. You get to go hang out at.
You're not selling. Let me sell it.
Look, man, talk to me.
Imagine this.
Give the people what they want.
You're a lucky winner. And you're a hockey fan? Great. You choose the hockey package. Saturday night, we go out to dinner. We go to the Jolly Pumpkin. We get some dinner. We get a couple toddies. We go to the game. We kick it. Hang out with the guys. We talk sports. We talk Michigan State. We talk life, grandpappyisms, all that stuff. If you're not a hockey fan and you love basketball, enter. You could win the package Monday. You hang out with
Linktree, Rob South.
What's that?
He wants to know how does he enter? Rob South. Go to our Linktree.
Go to the Linktree and
on any social media. This is Sparta MSU. At This is Sparta MSU.
Good time hanging with the guys, watching sports, eating food. Doesn't get any better than that.
And you might look, if Choo-Choo gets in a good mood, if he's got that nice sandwich or whatever, and he had a couple of pops, he might tell you some information directly from his sources. Now, I'm going to tell you, I'm going to caution everybody to know, like, you can't re-leak it, but just take it. It'll be a good time to hear Choo-Choo's source information, because I mean, that's how we wet our beaks. Yes,
we are going to wet our beaks. The beaks are going to be wet.
A lot of wet beaks.
Mm-hmm.
Within reason. So, man.
Yes, you are muted, Stray.
Hopefully we can get Otis back on assignment and in town for the next show. What do you think? Is that possible?
I hope so. I think he'll be back. That's why you never fly. And if you ever have a connecting flight, never choose Chicago. Never do that, because something always happens. And especially if you have to go to Chicago, make sure it's Midway, not O'Hara. Something always happens at O'Hara. So don't connect in Chicago. Great city. Chicago's a great city. Garrett's Popcorn. Love Garrett's Popcorn. But I won't fly through Chicago.
and no Spirit or American are
Spirit?
kind of yeah.
Who we
Yeah, you
flying
don't want to be
Spirit?
that. Don't, I mean, hey, it sounds like a lot of people were over the holidays, but we
You
won't get
better
into
fly
that.
Delta.
That's right. Only way to fly.
Right.
But we digress. Hey, listen, it was a great show. We will come back. We're obviously going to get to all the winners. Be sure to follow us. Go to our social medias. Click the link tree in order to register. You have to confirm the email address. That's a step that you have to do. Make sure you follow those directions. Rewatch the show in the beginning where you can see the directions on how to do that. But for now, for Jehuu Caulcrick, I'm Jason Strayhorn. This is Sparta. Have a good night. God bless, and go green.
Go white.
This is Sparta MSU as a combined presentation of Playfly Sports Properties and Michigan State Sports Properties. The show is produced by Pete Menez with additional support from Tony Costella. Operations and social media support is provided by Alicia Strayhorn with support from Cecily Max Brown. On-location technical support is provided by Good Fruit Video. Be sure to follow our hosts Jason Strayhorn, Jehuu Caulcrick, and Otis Wiley on social media. To stay up to date with all the latest, this is Sparta News. Please like and subscribe by visiting our link tree and tell a friend to do the same. Thank you for your support, and as always, go green.